Hey guys, James here, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this video, but basically, Death Battle has released a teaser for season 10, and they are really taking advantage of the fact that they got billed this season, and we already know it because what they did was that they made a fucking ARG. They turned the trailer into an ARG, and I love it. This is probably the only time we'll get this, and I am fine with that because I really want this to be a unique experience. But I love it, and it is so fun. Now, I will say, make sure before doing anything, before even watching more of this video, go watch this. Watch the Death Battle Returns May 22nd teaser. Watch that first and foremost. I'm gonna mute this tab. So I can go back here, and I'm not going to play the full video here. And this video is going to be me attempting to decipher what has been found in this video, because I do love ARGs. I just never really get a chance to participate them in myself, and this is the first time I really can. I do want to say though that all the keys and all this has been found by other people, and I think they deserve the credit. Not think, I know they deserve the credit way more than me. So, and like you could see these image tabs I have open, and also the video in another tab. So I will be kind of spoiling everything in this video of me trying to crack this down, but I do highly, highly recommend that you try deciphering this yourself. Go through this video, see what keys you can find, what assumptions you can make, and what translations you can make on your own. I highly support that, and I just please do that. Please just do that. But with that out of the way, last warning before I start spoiling everything in the video, and give you like a couple seconds. It's fine, come back to this afterwards. But with that out of the way, let's start. Starting with the table. Now this is very Gravity Falls. Anyone that has seen Gravity Falls can easily recognize this. But basically, there you can kind of see, it's hard to see with the board there, but down here there is a reveal the way, leading to 2 links to deciphering websites. Now, and you can see all these are in code, or it's like a translation. It's a key you gotta crack. So, but other people have done this, and in one of these tabs, I'm pretty sure it's this one down here at the end, I have what they all translate to outside of the first one, which I do have written down, so give me a second. This is also unscripted, very unscripted, because I might figure something else out on my own during this video, and hey, I want people to see that be part of it. But the first thing, let me pull up the fucking video, not the video, but for the top translation here, up this spot, it translates to, normal ciphers are a bore for all the fighters and deaths in store. Use the keys, match the lines, you never know what clues you'll find. And throughout the episode, you can actually, and they're hard to find, but there are keys hidden throughout the video. And this one is specifically done by Tunnelman on the unofficial server, so credit to him or her. Credit for them for making this. But move that there. The first key, and they also had throughout the video the key, which is right here. You could find them scattered in the video, and people had to guess what it meant. Had to figure that out. And I'm not sure where the code specifically came from with this. I'm assuming somewhere in the video it showed a code as well. But I digress. The first one here, this one here, number 1, it translates to X people out, but keep it silent, with the code being melee. and the key being DVA 559. Now, what everybody was speculating at first was that the numbers, like 559, that was actually a timestamp to a specific episode. So DVA, it was kind of guessed between Dio versus Alucard and Deku versus Asta. Deku versus Asta was the first one I guessed, and I guess that turned out to possibly be right. But we all thought this was supposed to be the timestamp. But if we go over to BVG 581, that's not true. That's not a timestamp. There's only 60 seconds in one. And also, like, this one right here. That's another one. So people found that the code is this number. Like that, it's this number word in the episode script. So if you go to Deku versus Asta and go all the way to the 559th word, the word itself is melee. Now all these are like, they're all hints to what this season has in store. I'll be tackling this first, and then the wheel, as well as little hints in the video itself that could both be red herrings, and also maybe also hints to what we may be getting this season, which is what these tabs have. And it will also involve watching a bit of the video, but I'm not going to show all of it. Please watch it yourself first. But that's what the first one translates to. The second one is kill them all, but treat them violent. With the code being unlucky, leading to Carnage versus Lucy. Beast was out, but not within. Tree with Beast versus Goliath. This one felt like an obvious one, was Tree and Beast. The end will come from what begins Pantheon, leading to Omni-Man versus Homelander. And then a dark reflection of last, Carousel. I don't know why I was thinking it was a different word there. But leading to Batman versus Spider-Man. And then Season 10 is coming fast. This could possibly be hinting at maybe we're getting a Speedster episode this season, but I don't know. I don't feel like this is a hint, but it could be. It could very well be. But before we kind of like link these two words, I do want to show what is in this video. I want to do this first before we get to the big boy wheel here. But first off the bat, we have TVs. Now this is also, a lot of this is theories, so please don't take this as facts. This is more so just like trying to connect pieces. A lot of these could just be red herrings, and I do enjoy that. But a lot of speculation that maybe these TVs are a reference to Persona 4, considering Persona 4, at least from what I hear, I've yet to play the game myself, has a lot of themes with TV, especially with its main antagonist, spoiler alert for Persona 4, Toru Adachi. It's Toru Adachi, right? I just call him Adachi. But because of Adachi's theme of shoving the bitches into the TV screen. So, this could very well be hinting at Kira versus Adachi. Now, if that's all I had to go for, maybe Kira versus Adachi, then I would not be really mentioning it, but there's other things in the video later on. But next up, we do have like these scenes here of the text with the character behind them. These are pointless to us. We already know who these are. It is God, can I jump right onto the first one? Can I find it? It's basically Alex Mercer, Cole McGrath, Bill, and Discord. It's much more apparent on this one where we see Discord here. So these are just showing what we already know. Maybe not people who have not seen the channel in 5 fucking months, but we already know this. Next up, we have, I think someone saw ravens here, or birds. I don't know if that really means anything, but first is Wiz here, where this, it's hard to see because I'm not playing the video. I also don't want to risk getting copyright struck. But this right here is a game of, like, it's footage of an old guy playing chess. Now, somebody, I don't remember who, but they did kind of think it looked similar to a scene in one of the X-Men movies. Oh, excuse me, sorry. which we'll get to later with one of these symbols, as well as some of our hints here. But as well as, I guess this is the reason why I have these open, but on the back here, now I'm not a Naruto guy, so this is the credit somebody else. I don't remember who it was that specifically found this. But basically, on the screen back here, people notice that it's Kakashi and another Naruto character I don't remember the name of. I need a drink of water, holy shit. Now, it's easy to assume, oh, this was a scene in Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Kakashi. Yet people replayed the cutaway in this episode. This scene was not on the TV. So it's getting people to think, oh, maybe we're getting another Naruto episode this season, which not excited for personally, but we'll cover that later. What episode we think it's going to be, or at least what I personally and also many others think. Next up is this scene of Boomstick. Now this does kind of look like nothing, but if we go to this screen, we can see more on the TV. This is not as clear as this over here. However, what I've seen some people think, oh, maybe this is Juggernaut, and we might get Juggernaut versus Archie Knuckles, since that's a matchup the team likes. This looks like a scene from RWBY Volume 9 to me. Like, this looks familiar to RWBY. So this is making me think we might be getting a RWBY matchup this year. And over on this end, somebody said this looks like Darth Vader, and I do also see it, but I can't tell if it's my brain playing tricks on me. Because I've also seen some people say it's a guy rubbing his head with his palm. It's really hard to tell. And the next ones I don't have screenshots of, but no, that's too fast. There's Dummy. Some people have said they saw Mr. Krabs here. However, this shot and a edited shot with Mr. Krabs in it are, yeah, like I said, it's edited. You can clearly tell the difference when looking at this and the other shot. And on here, it's lightning or basketball. Oh, I saw it was basketball at first. But no, it's lightning. It's just stock footage of lightning. And this is, like, all these kind of look like just stock footage. Here we have somebody skating. And this also might be DBX returning, I don't know. But the footage behind some of the biggest, it's somebody skating. Maybe this could be hinting at Def the Kid, though that's admittedly a bit of a stretch. The big joke is Tony Hawk. But, eh. And then lastly is Jocelyn, where to me this kind of looks like water. Oh, I went too fast. Went too far ahead. Like, this kind of looks like water. Oh, I have it muted. That's why there's no fucking sound. I've seen some people say, oh, it kind of looks like flowers, which that could also be. I do see how it can look like flowers, but I'm not sure. There's also this here, but I don't think that means anything. I think that's just a fucking flower with a face. It could be hinting at Flowey from Undertale. Not really sure on that. I don't remember if this flower is in older Death Battle cast episodes. By older, I mean next year. And then the rest of this is all Ant-Man vs. the Atom, a matchup we already know. And also does give a sneak peek to the animation. Not a long one, it's just like, just a few shots, that's it. But, and then at the end, we get it's hard to spot, you have to be, I have this at fucking 0.25 speed just to get this singular frame. It's on there for like half a second. It's hard to get. But here we have what we've already discussed, the wheel and the codes. Now, I'm going to say what I think each of the symbols on the wheel represents, at least from what I could gather. And then the code, or should I do the codes first? Yeah, I think I'll do the codes first. I did that first on Amino, so might as well do it here. But the X people out, but keep it silent, and melee. Oh, excuse me. There's not really a, this one's kind of tricky to figure out. I've seen some guesses that it is, hold on, let me pull it up. That it is Hisoka versus Gambit from Hunter x Hunter and Marvel, because Gambit is an X-Men character, and the X in Hunter x Hunter is silent. It could also correspond with this, the inverse arrows, or the intertwined arrows, because it does kind of look like an X. That could possibly be it. It could also maybe be a stealth matchup because of the silent aspect. I've also heard maybe it could be Kira versus Adachi, because Kira does try to live a silent, simple life. And, you know, he kills people. He's the killer. And the stand Killer Queen is kind of a melee fighter. It's really unclear. But the next one is kill them all but treat them violent. This could be a few things. It's weird. I did see some people think maybe Monokuma versus Koro Sensei, and I fucking hope it's not. I could see that. I've also seen it, like, some maybe think it's a Gutsemu between Claire and Dimitri, because, you know, a lot of death and violence and Berserk, and you can consider Guts' whole fucking story just incredibly unlucky. And he's also, because of how he was born, he's considered an omen of bad luck. So that could also be it. That's something I'm just thinking of now. I hope it. Guts for Dimitri would be so fucking cool. But, Beast was out, but not within. Now, the big one I've been thinking is Beast versus Goliath 2. Beast vs. Goliath 2. Possibly a rematch of it, which, a weird one to rematch. However, I do have some supporting evidence with the recycling, which I will explain later. Another one I saw was Eren versus Kaneki, which I would fucking love, but it does make sense. Beast without but not within could resemble Ken Kaneki, because on the outside he is a ghoul. He is half ghoul, but on the inside he wants to make a bridge between humanity and ghouls. And the tree could also be a reference to Eren, because of the path. I forget what the hell it's specifically called, but there's a big old fucking tree there, and the tree is basically how the founding Titan came to be. So that could be it. And then the end will come from what begins with Pantheon. The big one that I saw speculated for this, and the one I personally agree with the most, is Zeus versus Odin. I need another drink of water. I'm talking a lot. And that is possible. I could very well see this being Zeus versus Odin, as well, mainly because of the term Pantheon. When you think Pantheon, you usually think of mythology. Another one I did see is maybe Percy Jackson, because that's another thing Pantheon could be linked to, and with, say, new Percy Jackson series coming out on Disney+, it could be hinting at that. And then a dark reflection of the last was Carousel. I saw two different things with this one. A dark reflection of the last made me think of Darth Vader. However, Carousel reminds me of Joker. So I feel like that could either be a Vader return or a Joker return. And like with Obito versus Vader, which we kind of already hinted at, but like Joker, I feel like it would be against the Green Goblin. Or fucking Junko, that's a matchup Liam likes. With, oh god, it's better than Junko versus Springtrap, I'll give it that. I think I've also seen, I think it was this one that the fifth one here, possibly linked to Five Nights at Freddy's because of a quote from Nightmare Freddy, I think it is. I don't remember. But it also could be that. I'm entirely not sure. And then season 10 is coming fast. Again, this could be hinting at Speedster. I highly doubt it. But the big boy itself. Let's start with the question mark and work our way this way, clockwise, I think. I don't know. But question mark, these are all possibly linking, like hinting to a matchup we're getting this year. And there are 16 of these, 16 episodes. The question mark is most likely Bill versus Discord. That one feels obvious. How you would describe them is literally question mark. The $, I've seen free guesses for it. The main one is Scrooge McDuck versus Mr. Krabs. Hence, he photoshopped Mr. Krabs in the dummy bit. Which, yeah, that could very well be it. I hope not. I really do not want more SpongeBob on the show after how they acted last time. By they, I mean SpongeBob fans. But that one feels it's the easiest to link it to that because, money signs, the Scrooge McDuck vault, and Mr. Krabs cares about money. The other ones are Sly versus Lupin the Third, which that feels a bit too early, in my opinion, to be happening. And then the other one is Black Cat versus Catwoman, which does make sense. It could possibly be that. I honestly would not be opposed to that. I honestly like that matchup. The next one is, I don't fucking know. At first, what I thought this was a symbol of meditation, with the thing in the middle kind of looking like someone meditating, like a Buddha. Though I've seen some people say it looks like a flower, and I do kind of see it, but the thing that kind of throws that off for me is the circle. Like, the circle here is what makes me throw it off of it being a flower. There's no real clear one this could be. It could be Zeus versus Odin, because the symbol in the center here, I've seen some people say it looks like some symbol related to some sort of mythology. I don't remember exactly, but could be that. I've also seen some people compare it to a color wheel, though I'm not sure what that could mean. Also, obviously, the possibly Flowey, because of this, but I'm not sure. This one's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to mean. It does. I've also seen some people say it looks like something from SCP, which could be hinting at Doomsday versus 682. As much as I really do not like that matchup for why it got popular, and also just SCP being kind of a tricky bitch, I could see it. I could honestly see it. That matchup was one of the most well received in the ballot, yet it was not on the finalized poll. So maybe that might be planned for this year. Not too sure. Next is the skull and the crossbones. At first, I saw it maybe, or not me, but some people said that kind of maybe it's Ghost Rider, being Ghost Rider versus Spawn. Though I've seen more people say this looks like it could be a pirate-themed matchup. With the big pirate matchups, I think being possible, being Spinal versus Cervantes. I hope I'm saying the right name. From Killer Instinct and Soul Calibur. The other one I do see this could possibly be is Escanor versus Whitebeard. Because, not Escanor, Whitebeard's a fucking pirate. Now, why not Luffy? It doesn't really seem like the team likes any Luffy matchups. They do think that they could probably do Luffy now. They just don't like any of his matchups. Like, at first, it did seem like Liam liked Plastic Man versus Luffy, but it seems like he's fallen off of it since the last Fireside Chat, which, thank God, Plastic Man versus Luffy is dog shit. But it could be that. It could be a pirate episode, which I'd be down for. I would love Spinal versus Cervantes, whatever. Next is the Star. The easiest one to link this to is a JoJo matchup. Most likely, Giorno versus Joker. And I saw somebody mention something about a bloodline. Though I think that might be when we thought that these meant, they meant timestamps. So, I don't know, that could be wrong. It could also maybe be a space themed matchup. It could be like a Meta Knight matchup, Meta Knight versus Beta Ray Bill, preferably. Or it could be a Guardians of the Galaxy matchup, which Fox versus Rocket would be nice, even though it's not going to happen. Anyway, but it's a few things. It could be that I most want to lean a JoJo matchup. However, with Sekiro versus Dachi-Sing, which we will get to soon, I'm not sure. But next is the recycling, and I did mention this with the Beast vs. Goliath. Now, the first one everybody thought of, and the most obvious one, is that this could mean Captain Planet. And Captain Planet, most likely going to be fighting Aang from Avatar, that matchup they do like, so I could see it being that. The other possibility this could be is a rematch, recycling an old episode to make a new one, where the Beast vs. Goliath guest comes in. It could also be Master Chief versus Doomslayer. That's a match that they seem to really want to rematch. So, could be that. Next are the weights. Now, let me pull up the name for this, the exact name for this son of a bitch. Let me find, where is it? Where the fuck is it? These are specifically called the Weight of Judgment. Now, this could be I don't want to open that. I had it written down on my phone, but this could possibly be a battle of law. It could be like Phoenix Wright versus Makoto Naegi, doing something a bit unique here and making a court battle. However, this could also be hinting at Sans versus Judge. That's also my copy I'm talking because I want that as an episode so goddamn badly. It's like my fourth most fucking wanted. But that aside, this could very well be Sans versus Judge, considering one, Judge's name, 2, this is the Weight of Judgment, and 3, that's one of the big core aspects to that matchup, that those two are the final bosses that essentially judge the player character. Judge the character you are playing as, both you and the character. And Undertale is so fucking popular, man. They do know it's also a well-popular matchup, one of Sans most requested, despite off being a really niche series. Like, the only views that have over 1 million are just some of Markiplier's. That's it. But next is one that could be a few things. What I first thought of was a half circle, obviously. Half dark, half light. One I did see a lot of speculation is that it could possibly be a moon, which this one opens a lot of different possibilities. Going with the moon aspect first, this could be Asriel versus Moon Knight, or possibly a Sailor Moon matchup. Though I'm not fully confident that this is a moon. It could also maybe be Dr. Manhattan versus Nixon, which I forgot that might also be hinting at that. I just remembered that. I'm not too sold on that, though. But if it's the half circle and supposed to represent the dark and the light, this could very well be Vader versus Obito. Another one it could possibly be is Cole versus Alex. We don't really have anything set on what that could be. And this could be possibly referring to the karma mechanic in the Infamous games, the good karma and the bad karma. I'm honestly not too sure. And then the yin and yang, that's also kind of weird. This could be taken literally and be yang, hence why this kind of looks like Ruby to me. Like, this kind of looks like a Ruby background to me. It's impossible to make out that character. It could also maybe be Azula from Avatar. Another one I thought of was Liu Kang versus Jago. That could also maybe be that. This one could also maybe be Cole versus Alex. Not sure. I've seen some people try to speculate that. It's not entirely that clear what this could possibly be referring to. It could be literal and be yang. It could maybe be another metaphor and be Cole versus Alex. Not sure. The business suit. The only one I've seen guess for this match, what this could be, is Kira versus Adachi, which also does kind of take in the whole TV aspect I mentioned earlier. However, that would mean that this isn't a JoJo matchup. So I'm not sure. It's a real guess between which of these JoJo Muse we're getting this year. But I'm not sure what else this could be. Maybe Light vs. Columbo, but that feels way too early to be like for that to be an episode already. Like, I'm not sure what this could be. It could also be a court battle similar to this, like Kazil suit. I'm honestly not too sure what this could be. I've also seen some people theorize that maybe two of these represents one matchup, which I could see that. I could very well see that possibly being it. Because this also hints at other matchups that I don't see in this. Because it's really, really fucking hard to tell. And then the pentagram, this could be a few things. One I saw is possibly Hellboy versus Nero, because I feel like we all know this, but a pentagram is devil worship. Hellboy, yeah, I feel like that's a kind of a instantly should click to you. Another one I did see this theorized, and one that I buy a bit more, is that this is a Shin Megami Tensei matchup, because of this has some more themes to it. Which, there's two I really think this could be. John Constantine versus Raidan? I never heard his name said. The SMT guy. I've also seen this, some people guess this might just be John Constantine, which maybe. The other one I thought of was Spawn versus Demi-Fiend. I know Ghost Rider is also popular, but that Demi-Fiend is also a decently popular matchup, so I could very well see it be this. Next is the beaker with the spiked circle around it. I've seen a few things. Again, this might be Cole versus Alex, because the science aspect of not Cole, well, both really. But the spikes would also be Alex, because of his shape shifting and the spikes he can make. I don't know. That could be it. Another one I saw is Dexter versus Jimmy. That was like the first one people started to guess, and I could see it be that. I do prefer Stewie, but I wouldn't be against Dexter versus Jimmy. And then another one is Rick versus the Doctor, which again I could see. And then the one I hope it isn't is Bowser versus Eggman, with the flask being Eggman and the spikes being Bowser. I hope it's not that. I really fucking hope it's not that. I don't like that matchup. But that could be it. The cross swords, I've seen some think maybe this is Fire Emblem. I feel like this is probably Chosen Undead versus Demi-Fiend. This might be Chosen Undead. Why did I say Demi-Fiend? Dovahkiin or Dragonborn. This could also be that, because Chosen Undead, this is a skull. But I feel like this is Chosen Undead versus Dragonborn. I got nothing to add for this. This is fucking easy. It's Ant-Man versus Adam. For God's sakes, an Adam. The wave, despite this, The one I see the most is Chaos versus Kyogre, which it's easy to assume that. It really is easy to assume that because water. I wouldn't be opposed to that. It could also be a different water MU, like Juvia versus Katara. But it could maybe also just not be water. Excuse me. Like, it could very well just not be water. I don't know. I saw that as like a possible speculation. It could very well be. It could be that outcome. And that maybe it's like lava or some shit. And then the one that's thrown me off the most, the intertwined arrows. At first, I was thinking this might be Medusa from Soul Eater because of her vector arrows. But I'm not sure. And then there's also the X idea for the fucking other, the Hunter x Hunter X-Men matchup I listed earlier. I don't remember their names. It could be that. I also saw this, I guess that this could be Ash versus Yugi and this be a shuffle, and I hope not. That matchup is hot garbage and I really don't want it to be an episode. So, I don't know. This one's been the one that thrown me off the most, but the more I think about this should probably be the one. But I'm not sure. I want to lean to the idea of it being Medusa. Or it could be the X. It could be this X guess. I don't know if the clown fucker from Hunter x Hunter has enough material to work with for a death battle. Or if people would want that to be the first Hunter x Hunter matchup. Speaking of Hunter x Hunter, I did actually see some people maybe guess that one of these, it could be Killua versus Akane from Hunter x Hunter and Akame ga Kill, which could also work. Because, again, these silent X and Hunter x Hunter, but also they are silent killers. Like, they kind of kill their opponent in one blow. And then also the violent nature of Akame ga Kill. Also, just the whole fucking story of Akame ga Kill could be summed up as unlucky. So that is also just as possible. I'm not too sure. There is a lot to be speculated with this, and I love this rush. We haven't really gotten this in Death Battle for fucking years. Well, not years, but it's been a while since we really had this. And, like, Death Battle had fucking nothing to show us outside of Ant-Man vs. Adam for months. So, we finally got something to play with. We got something to speculate on, and I'm so glad it is. And it's an ARG. I love ARGs. Like, fucking Everyman Hybrid, Dad, these are fun ARGs, and I'm glad that Death Battle has an ARG. Never expected that that crossover to happen, but I'm okay with it. This is fun. I'm really curious what all this shit means. There is so much potential this season. I do hope some of my guesses are wrong, like this being Bowser Eggman and Ash Yugi or Rocket Stitch or any of that shit. I don't like those matchups. I do hope my guess on this being Saints Judge is right. I would be so happy. And also, I'm really curious which one of these is going to be the JoJo MU. Or maybe they're not JoJo MUs at all. That's a possibility. I don't know. I'm excited, though. I'm excited to see what Death Battle is bringing in this year. And I fucking hope this next month and few days speeds up. I'm really fucking hoping for that, because goddamn it, I want to get back into the show so fucking badly. It's been so long. But I hope you all did enjoy the speculation, and if you have your own ideas, let me know. I'm always curious in hearing these. I want to hear what other people are thinking. And don't take anything I fucking said as a fact. For the love of God, don't. It could be wrong. That is always possible. Because like I said, a lot of these are theorizing. Taking what we got and making theories about them, seeing what we could possibly be getting. And watch this episode fully. Fully watch this video. See what you can find on your own. Please do that. I was going to scroll down, but I'm not going to show people comments. But I hope you all did enjoy this video, though. And let me know what you find. Anywho, peace.